Hey, welcome back to Ask Allison. Here is today's question. I'm updating my policies and was wondering if you have things you've added throughout the years that you wish you'd added earlier. For example, I'm now adding that I'm not available by email, nights, or weekends for my own boundaries. So I'd like to thank Therapy Notes for sponsoring us. You guys can get 2 months free with Therapy Notes using the promo code Abundant. I love the way you're thinking. We don't often think through the what ifs in our business that aren't like legal or scary things, but more preferences that help our practices feel more sustainable. I love my 48-hour cancellation policy, and that I explain that it's there in the first session so that someone late cancels or no shows and they know they're going to be charged, and I never feel guilty about it, and they never argue or like feel betrayed about it, because not only was it in the policies that they signed but probably didn't read, we had a conversation about it, because that's an area where a lot of people will lose clients because they enforce a late cancellation or no-show policy without having an actual conversation. And they're like, well, you signed it, but people didn't read it, so they feel betrayed. That's a bit of a tangent. I love my any phone calls over 5 minutes are charged at the prorated amount policy, and that I don't return phone calls or emails outside of work hours. I recommend a court fees policy if you work with couples or kids or anyone that puts you at risk of being subpoenaed. I really love Therapist Court Prep for that. I'll make sure that we link to them. What else? I love that I'm not on call and clients know to call mobile crisis if it's a crisis. I love that my clients, for the most part, have recurring appointments. So they're seeing Wednesdays at 10 or Mondays at 3, week after week after week. It makes it easier for all of us to schedule, me and my clients. I love that credit cards are kept on file and clients are not seen again until any balance is paid. And I also love that I don't charge my clients for consultations with other providers, because that fee is baked into my full fee. My niche, which is eating disorders, is super collaborative, and we end up talking a lot to our clients' dietitians. If they're in groups, sometimes we'll talk to the group leaders, we talk to their psych prescribers, we talk to their physicians. So like, instead of keeping up with that, which would be, for one thing, really tedious for me to like mark down the time for each of those, and then being like, you owe me like $43, I'd rather just bake it into the cost and keep things simple for me and my client. Yeah, those are some of my favorites. I think the more we can set these kinds of policies ahead of time and discuss them with our brand new clients, the easier they are to maintain and the happier we can be at work. If you guys have some policies that you really love, put them in some comments. I'd love to read them, and the person who asked this question might too. And yeah, we talk a lot about boundaries and policies in the Abundance Party. We have scripts for having these conversations, because I know sometimes it's weird to be like, well, how do I explain a late cancellation policy that they still pay me my full fee? We got you covered. We also have everything else you need to know to fill your practice in the Abundance Party. You can join us over at abundanceparty.com for access to all that. If y'all have questions for me for Ask Allison, please shoot me a DM over on Instagram. I'm abundance_practice_building.